Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Doxy, and on today's installment of Apparently I Spend My Life Living Under a Rock, it has been brought to my attention that IGN, good old game reviewer website company, whatever you want to call it, IGN, have made a top 10 anime list, and it threw me through a loop because I don't associate IGN with anime at all. I associate IGN with very crappy reviews for games and very biased views towards certain games, but apparently they dabbled in anime about a year or 2 years ago, and I would like to know what the hell they put on this top 10 list, because I am insanely skeptical that they can have any take that's not very questionable at best. So I thought today we'd sit and we'd watch this top 10 list and see how bad their taste is, how weird they've made it, or how mainstream they've made it, or whatever, and see if we actually agree with any of it. So basically that's what we're going to do today. I thought it'd be fun. Hopefully you find it fun. Hopefully you enjoy it. If for any reason you do enjoy it, as always, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, do all that fun stuff that I say to you every video. Also hit the bell if you want to see more stuff that I make. I said this in the last video, I'll say it again, that if I reach 5k by the end of the year, I will get a big old One Piece tattoo. I do mean it, but again, a little bit more incentive for you guys if you want to follow or subscribe or whatever word you want to call it is. So yeah, let's sit and watch this top 10 list, see how many we agree with, see how mainstream it is, and see how many people we can piss off all at one time. Let's do it. Right, come on IGN, how bad can this be?
As the years pass,
the fact I've seen Demon Slayer already terrifies me. One Piece is cool, but Demon Slayer shouldn't be in the top 10.
There's a lot to pick from.
Not at all.
Our team of anime experts
Devilman Crybaby, really?
The top 25 anime series of all time are as of 2022. Now, picking just 25 titles was really difficult, but our team eventually came up with a list.
That's what scares me, the list.
Consideration when choosing our
Trigon, interesting. I like Trigon. I don't know where it's going to be on the list, but Trigon's cool.
And of course, did we just like them? Now, for this video in particular, we'll only highlight the top 10 with the
get on with it, lad. Come on.
on
I've seen some cool things. I've seen some bad things.
10 anime series of all time.
You just know they're putting like really mainstream in the top 3. Fooly Cooly. Oh my lord. Okay.
Fooly Cooly is short.
Good lord.
Anime standards, but there's a lot to be said for a good sci-fi comedy that knows how to call it quits before wearing out its welcome.
Okay, IGN, I wasn't expecting Fooly Cooly, I'll be honest. That has taken me a little bit left field, and I'm not unhappy with it. For the record, I know a lot of people do not like this show because it's very abstract, it's very kind of take your own meaning from it. But if you actually take the time and kind of just brain rot watch it, it's so good. I know it's short, I know it's kind of weird, but it is such a masterpiece. Like, the music in this, if you ever want like a measuring stick to what is a good soundtrack, Fooly Cooly is your answer, because it is genuinely wonderful to listen to, and it's a great watch. And if you haven't watched it, it's a bit of a laugh. It's a bit strange, but yeah, it's a massive laugh. It's a great show. Watch it. I'm very happy that it got a bit of credit, because not a lot of people talk about this show, and they should. They really should.
The surreal tone, the incredible soundtrack,
incredible soundtrack. I just said that.
All serve to make Fooly Cooly a wholly unique and
I need to rewatch this again, bro. Like, this is such a good show. It's got a weird animation style, but I'm not against it. Oh, number 9, Yu Hakusho. Okay. Not my favorite show in the world, but I can see it. I can see it. It's got some moments to it.
Now, Yusuke finds out that he has no place in heaven or hell, but he's offered a second chance at life when he's charged with investigating supernatural activity in the human world and given the title of Spirit World Detective.
I might need to rewatch this again.
Shoulder to shoulder with Dragon Ball Z as one of the most influential action.
I'd say Dragon Ball's kind of pipped it, but it has got influence. I'll give it that. Fair enough. Fair enough. Number 8, Neon Genesis. Okay, the existential crisis anime.
reason we all
because this
see
one
Neon being
gave me
explained
a
for Neon Genesis
crisis
Evangelion
mentally.
more than 20 years after its release. The mythology behind the production of Hideaki Anno's groundbreaking anime has become as much a part of Evangelion's story as the anime itself, with its final 2 episodes still being divisive and up for debate.
Yeah.
Even with countless movie and series sequels and reimaginings, nothing touches the masterwork of Neon Genesis Evangelion's first run.
I agree.
Which remains a fan favorite and showcases how a singular auteur approach to storytelling can create art that continues to resonate for generations.
I agree. But what I do not like about Neon Genesis, and I'll be very, very, very honest here, it has like 900 endings because they made the original show and then they made so many other, like, not spin-offs, but like versions, should we say, and they all have different endings and they're all kind of different stories and they're all kind of different, like, in all senses. And I think it was overdone a little bit. But the OP is a banger. The story is a banger. I could do with better sound quality because the sound on it's a bit iffy. Don't know why, like, no one really talks about that, but like, I tried rewatching it recently and the sound quality, not great, but excellent show. Number 8, I believe this was, so I can say, yeah, I can see it in the top 8. I don't know what they're going to put above it though, because again, influence, like Yu Hakusho was influential. Furikuri is a bit more niche, but this is a big show and it's lower on the list than I thought it was going to be. Like, I was expecting it in the top maybe 6, but it being 8th, I don't know if I can name 7 shows that are better, unless you go, like, supremely mainstream into the Narutos and the One Pieces and whatever. But, yeah, excellent show. Deserved top 10, definitely.
It's all too much.
Don't like that you put it in English again. Stop with the English stuff, man. Number 7, Hunter x Hunter. Okay, I forgot about Hunter x Hunter. Brilliant show. Original, remake, it's an argument which one's better, but whatever.
His small town for the first time on an adventure. Now he leaves the island on a quest to find his long forgotten father. Now his only clue, he's a
I've always liked Gon as well.
Hunter.
Gon's a cool
Gon
character.
sets off to take the notoriously deadly exam and become a hunter himself. Now, the emotional highs and lows and the arcs of both the protagonists and antagonists are some of the very best.
I agree. And it looks quite nice as well. I enjoy the aesthetic to this show. I don't like that I'm agreeing with an IGN list at the moment. Like, this is like breaking every moral in my body. Mob Psycho? Good show. Above Hunter x Hunter, though?
Mob Psycho 100 is another fun ride.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
Creator 1. The series works as both a parody of shonen-style anime and a great example of it, revolving around an 8th grader named Mob, a quiet, reserved boy who specializes in exorcising evil.
And another show that has a banger of an OP. A couple of banger OPs, actually.
If he gets pushed over the edge, the entire world is in peril. This series thrives on the strength of its humor, its small but memorable cast, and its dynamic visual style.
I must admit, I do like the art style of Mob Psycho. It's a bit different, but I'm kind of down with it. Like, it's unique. Hajime, okay, we're going old school.
Also known in the US
brilliant boxing anime.
Hajime no Ippo.
Brilliant boxing anime. There's some really good fight scenes in this too.
Manga series. Picture a mashup of Rocky and the Karate Kid, and you'll have some idea of what to expect from this coming-of-age drama about a bullied teen named Ippo who discovers he has a knack for boxing.
A knack? Would you call it a knack?
The way it strives to
He's
flesh out
cracked
both
at
sides of
it.
any given matchup. Ippo, the titular character of this series, doesn't just train to be the best, but to understand and connect with his opponents. That
I haven't watched this in years.
To set this series apart.
This is one of those shows that like got me into anime way back in the day. This and like Fist of the North Star, Dragon Ball, that kind of stuff. Monster, wow, credit to you. Fair play. Phenomenal story. Arguably the best, I would agree.
Anime because of how different it is from everything else. In a medium dominated by giant robots, superpowered heroes that shoot beams out of their hands, and virtual fantasy worlds, Monster is refreshingly grounded in reality. It's a dark,
very real.
Gritty thriller.
It feels like relatable while still being a bit sci-fi.
To be the right thing. and the dark descent that he must endure in order to correct his mistake.
This is a definite rewatch soon. One Piece at 3? I don't know about this one. Like, I'd put this higher, I think. It is a masterpiece. But I do agree.
Going as long as the series has been with its pirate journey, it can be tough for any anime to keep up with its fans, both old and new. One Piece manages to do that with the brilliant mind of Ichiro Oda. The world building, the deep characters, and the amazing adaptation.
A phenomenal show.
Sometimes beats out the manga, catapults this series to the top of
anime history. That I haven't, like, I took as long as I did to watch this, because I should have watched it years ago properly. But I'm almost up to date. I'm almost there. We're almost right at the end. Cowboy Bebop. What a show. Would I put it above One Piece? I don't know. But this is a masterpiece as well. And it has a cute little doggo in it. Fine. It is glorious to watch. And I do agree, it's one of the best ever made. Robin Williams as well. Yep. They started it as a big influence for them. Yep. I remember that. Absolutely. Play it. Ba-da. Absolute banger of an OP. And before we get to number one, I have just seen what it is, and I'm going to touch on that in a moment. But I totally agree that Cowboy Bebop needs to be in the top 3. I don't know if I put it above One Piece, because I think they're equally as masterful as each other in very different ways. Like, One Piece is more colourful, it's got a bit of humour to it, whereas Cowboy Bebop is more gritty and old school and more dark and a bit more mysterious. A lot more, like, reality-based as well. But One Piece has such deep themes and kind of, like, underlying themes that really resonate with me. So I think both of them are phenomenal. And I think they could both arguably be at number 1 for different reasons. So this has now got very tough. But I have just seen number 1 is Fullmetal Alchemist, which I do think is a cop-out. But we're going to listen to it anyway, and I'll explain properly afterwards. Right, go on. It's my favourite show, but tell me why it's number 1.
Balancing a cast of memorable characters, iconic moments, and thrilling fights.
I agree, it's phenomenal. It really is. It has everything. It's such a complete show.
This sprawling world is one of sympathy. We understand why the Elric brothers would practice forbidden alchemy in an attempt
to bring back their mum. Yeah.
Of their physical bodies. And yet, despite divine intervention slapping them in the face, telling them no, they continue on their quest. And that quest to resurrect their mother paves the way for motivation that guides them through a world of monsters, government conspiracy,
and some really heckin' sad scenes.
Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood also knows when to lay it all bare in unforgettable
very much so.
That will leave you standing in front of your television.
Don't make me relive this damn scene. Why? Why do I have to relive this again?
We can't do anything.
I'm talking over it. I'm not letting this happen. Sorry.
Our top 10 anime series of all time as of 2022. If you want more anime, please check out our 10 best anime to video game adaptations video.
I might do in the future, but not right now. I have some thoughts on this one.
What are your thoughts on this?
I will tell you my thoughts on this one because I have a few of them. Do I agree with this list? Yes and no. Yes, because I think the shows that have been implemented are 90% correct. I agree with a lot of them, just not necessarily in the order they've put them in. Like, for example, I don't think Neon Genesis should be number 8. I think it should be a little bit higher. And I definitely don't think that Fullmetal Alchemist, even though it's my favourite show, should be number 1. Because it feels like they've just kind of gone, what show can we put top that's not going to annoy too many people? And they landed on FMA. And I get it, because it is a show that, even though it's not your favourite, or it may not be your favourite, I should say, everyone will kind of understand it if it's number one because it is such a big show, but not for me. I think it's still definitely a toss-up between Cowboy Bebop and One Piece. I'm just not sure in what order, like I said, because they are both masterpieces. But I do think there are some shows missing from this list. Because if we're talking like purely on influence, for example, then Astro Boy needs to be on there because none of this would exist without Astro Boy. Again, on influence, you could argue a case for like Ghost in a Shell because, again, as much as it came out a while back, it had such a great influence on everything that came after it. And at the time, it was absolutely groundbreaking in a story sense, in an aesthetic sense, in a character sense. But maybe it doesn't hold up against like modern day shows. Personally speaking, I could argue a case for Vinland Saga because I think Vinland Saga is phenomenal, but maybe it's just not quite there yet. And obviously people will argue for the Narutos and the Dragon Balls or JoJo's, and as good as they are and as much of a fanboy for Dragon Ball I am, I don't think it should be in the top 10, even just on influence. Maybe you could scoot it next to Yu Hakusho because I do think it was slightly more influential than Yu Hakusho, but that's a me thing, that's all opinions, and maybe you guys will disagree. But overall, as much as I hate to admit it, I don't think it's the worst list in the world I've ever seen. It's not perfect. As I said, the order's a bit mashed up. I think Neon Genesis needs to be higher up. I think Fullmetal Alchemist needs to be lower down. If it was down to me, and if you put a gun to my head and I had to say like, okay, what are the top 5? I would probably say Cowboy Bebop. Maybe, do I? Yeah, Cowboy Bebop, One Piece, Monster, Fullmetal Alchemist, and then a toss-up between Neon Genesis, Mob Psycho, and probably Hunter x Hunter. But I'm leaning towards Hunter x Hunter if I'm being brutally honest. But if you ask me this again in about 10 minutes, I'll probably say One Piece is number 1 because, again, I think it is such a masterpiece. But yeah, I don't hate it. Like, it's a lot better than I thought it was gonna be, and that's probably the best compliment I can give it. It really isn't great. I think the order's mashed up, like I said, but overall, as much as I hate to say it, well done IGN to a degree. But there's definitely a lot of shows missing. Maybe a ReZero, but that might just be a me thing because I think that show is an absolute godsend to humanity. Vinland Saga, like I said, but maybe that's not there yet. But I'm having a mind blank. So hopefully you guys can let me know in the comments what shows I've missed or what shows you think should definitely be in the top 10, because I do know there's a lot missing that could have a good case to argue here. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's all from me today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you all for taking time out of your day to give me like, what, 15-20 minutes of your life. I really appreciate it. I'll be back real soon for more anime content, so have a great day, guys. You look lovely today. Don't forget that if no one's told you already. I'll see you soon. Peace out.